Something ought to be said about that.
Life issues from a biblical perspective. Things that are not normally talked about in church, but things that God definitely has something to say about.
Going through all of those things, it sensitized me, it trained me.
I want to set a biblical context for this conversation. There are a number of scriptures that outline how we should respond.
I knew what I had to do, and it was a natural thing for me.
We're going to talk about ways that the church should be helping. There is a wealth of experience and resources in the church that we don't even realize.
There are several reasons for this low status of the elderly in the U.S. One is our Protestant work ethic, which places high value on work, so older people who are no longer working aren't respected. Another reason is our American emphasis on the virtues of self-reliance and independence, so we instinctively look down on older people who are no longer self-reliant and independent. Still, a third reason is our American cult of youth, which shows up even in our advertisements. Ads for Coca-Cola and beer always depict smiling young people, even though old as well as young people buy and drink Coca-Cola and beer. Just think, what's the last time you saw a Coke or beer ad depicting smiling people 85 years old? Never. Instead, the only American ads featuring white-haired old people are ads for retirement homes and pension planning. Changes for the worse begin with the cruel reality that we now have more old people and fewer young people than at any time in the past. That means that all those old people are more of a burden on the few young people, and that each old person has less individual value. Another big change for the worse in the status of the elderly is the breaking of social ties with age, because older people, their children and their friends, all move and scatter independently of each other many times during their lives. We Americans move on the average every 5 years. Hence, our older people are likely to end up living distant from their children and the friends of their youth. Yet another change for the worse in the status of the elderly is formal retirement from the workforce, carrying with it a loss of work friendships and a loss of the self-esteem associated with work.
Something ought to be said about that.
Thank you for joining us today on Something Ought to Be Said About That. I'm here with my co-host, Deborah Reese, and we're talking today about a topic that we feel is a very important issue in our community. The goal of Something Ought to Be Said About That is to create a conversation around issues that pertain to life that are not normally discussed in the church. One of the things that I think is important for us to note in that particular thing is the fact that often what we find in our communities these days is that our elderly outlive their children.
Yeah.
Or they never had any children. Or for whatever reason, they may live long distances away from their children. And we may look at it and say, well, they should go move wherever. But the reality of it is, no one wants to lose their independence. And I realize that a part of what is a struggle for them as they get older and as they become disabled is that they are fighting the challenge of the things that they cannot do now that they used to be able to do.
Absolutely.
They're dealing with the limitations that the body is bringing to them. And things are beginning to happen that indicate that they no longer can be independent. And that can be a very demeaning and berating feeling for a person to experience. And I think it's important that the church be on hand to provide support in that circumstance. That we understand that and I think our society on certain levels, we're different from a lot of other cultures, because in other cultures the elderly are honored.
Yeah, they are.
In other cultures, they are deemed as important and valuable and wise, and they're sought for their wisdom and their understanding, and they're cared for by their community. But we live in a community, a society that it's all about being vibrant and young and being able to do what you do. And when it seems that you can no longer do that, then you lose your value.
Yeah. And an individual's personhood goes away also.
What have I lost in the last decades? People, of course, places, and the boundless energy of my youth. And I'm beginning to lose independence, and that scares me. Ram Dass says that dependency hurts, but if you accept it, there is less suffering. After a very bad stroke, his ageless soul watches the changes in the body with tenderness, and he's grateful to the people who help him.
Many hands make light work. So the more people that become involved in this process of care, the less strain it is on any one individual. And I think that's the other thing that we have to understand, that, if all of us get involved, then it's not as much on any one person. One of the other things that I think becomes very important too in looking at this is understanding that some things don't need to be done every day. There are just some other little things that we can do. We have situations where our elderly have to go and they have to cash their checks at the first of the month or the end of the month or whenever that check comes, and they feel unsafe. They're worried that someone's going to take their money, and in some instances there have been instances where that has actually happened.
Yeah, that's true.
And what have we done about it? I mean, there are those people that are retired for whatever reason, that are work nights. We donate, if we can donate 4 hours once a month just to take them to the bank.
True.
To gather them up, schedule it, and take them all to the check cashing place. All the people that got to go to Chase, I take them on Monday. All the people that's got to go to, somebody else take them. But just if the church understood that we could help them to have a better quality of life by some simple things. A once a month trip to the grocery store. When they get their check, do you need someone to, because what we don't understand, sometimes, my former pastor used to say, help is not help unless it helps. Unless it helps. If it does not help, it's not help.
Yeah.
And so one of the things, and this is a part of what I believe about that senior disability coordinator liaison, or whatever you want to name them, it's identifying what helps.
Yeah.
What are the needs of the seniors in our congregation? What do they need? What will make it easier for them? What will make their quality of life better? Is it me just packing everybody in the van? Because a part of their challenge is lifting, carrying, transporting stuff. These are everyday struggles that they have. Sometimes it's mopping the floors. The bucket of water that they can't lift. Simple things. And let me just kill the myth. Everybody doesn't get a home attendant. And if you're a part of the working class in America, you really don't get a home attendant.
Yeah.
Okay? And so they don't have that person coming in to mop the floors.
And sometimes when you have a home attendant, they're not
really doing it either. Okay?
Yeah.
So they're faced with that challenge. And sometimes we hear they're falling because things, are in the cabinets too high. And because they didn't put them there, somebody put them up there. There's simple things. Going with them to the supermarket and letting them do their shopping and lifting the bags for them and putting them in a van or in a car and taking them back to the house and helping them unload that stuff on shelves that they can reach.
Yeah.
Simple things. You ain't got to do it every day, once a month. But if we have a planned schedule that says these are the people that need that help, and so what day can you give me 2 hours to go do this, or 3 hours to go, and we all pitch in
Yeah, that's true. It might even be a situation like what I was thinking, they have on bridges and roadways, there's an organization that takes part of this. Maybe you can partner people so that
Yeah.
one young person, this is your elderly person, and that, they know that they can contact them. That might make it easier for them to know that I have one person I could depend on.
And you're absolutely right. And it doesn't even have to be young versus old. Sometimes you have elderly people who are not who are stronger and able to do certain
Yeah.
things.
Well, what do you think?
Look at you. You look so good. Thank you.
It's so nice of you to drive your friends around.
As long as I can drive, I'm happy to help.
You don't need to earn a paycheck to work hard. Working together, we'll make sure you spend your retirement the way you want to.
These are simple things that we can do to help.
Yeah, and nobody would really think about that. Maybe they just want to look nice because they want to look nice.
You
Because it makes them
understand?
feel more human. It's like, oh, what do you need to get, dressed up for? Because my grandmother used to get up and put on her makeup every day, whether she was going out or not, because it helped her feel like, still a part of society.
And
You
that
know?
is a lot of our misconception.
Yeah.
Because somehow we determine that if a person is elderly or if a person is disabled, they don't have a desire to look
Or a
nice,
need.
smell nice,
Yeah.
or they don't have a preference about what they want to wear. We have this really weird conception that none of that matters anymore because they're struggling with whatever. But it's not true because and a lot of time it's very important to their self-esteem that they have that opportunity to say, I want to wear the red dress today. Or when I take a shower, I want Dove instead of generic antibacterial whatever.
Yeah.
Those are little things, little simple things that make a world of difference in a person's self-esteem.
Yeah.
And a part of what we need to understand in the body of Christ is that the same way we need to feel good about ourselves and hear that we're worthwhile and hear that we're important, it doesn't change when you get older.
Yeah, it's true.
And sometimes we're so busy treating them like they're children.
True. It's true. And I'm guilty of that too, because I remember when I tried to set things up for my mother, she was a woman who always had a certain sense of style. So she knew what she wanted to look like. She knew what she wanted to wear. So, it was a situation where I'd pick something out. She's like, no, I don't want to wear that. And I had to catch myself. I was like, well, why not? Because I don't want to wear that, and it's like you have to remember, gee, this person is grown, she's the full star adult, and you're still the one that's helping. So yeah, sometimes you have to remember, these people have an opinion.
And that is a very important issue in advocacy. Because a person has a disability or because they are older, it does not mean that they don't have the right to self-determine.
Yeah.
And it does not mean that they don't have the right to have an opinion, or that their opinion, we've had a lot of discussions even in the care of my mom around the issues of, well, she doesn't want that. Well, they said, well, she said, and I'm like, but it's her that decides.
Yeah.
And even though you love her and you care for her and you want her what's best for her, she still has the right to say, no,
Yeah.
that's not what I want. And we have to learn to respect that.
Correct.
In helping them. It's not help unless it helps. If I'm doing this because I feel you need it, and I feel that that's what needs to be done, so I'm doing it, and you're saying you don't need that, but I'm saying, oh, I'm going to do it because that's what needs to be done. But you're saying, I don't want that, then I'm not really helping you. Mm-hmm. What I'm really doing is forcing my will on you. Mm-hmm. And that's not what we're trying to do with that particular thing. What we are trying to do is to help. So help means that I have to find out from you what you feel is important, what your priorities, and I'm back to my disability liaison. You gotta have somebody who can get in there, establish that relationship with that elderly person, identify with them what they need.
Yeah.
And then identify how the church can help that happen. We can't do everything, but there are some things we can do.
Yeah. In terms of also, I was doing some looking into brain training and this and that, getting them maybe involved in some newer things that they may have wanted to do but couldn't do will keep them younger. It'll give them something to hope for, something to look forward to, something to make them feel like I'm still learning, you know, I'm still growing, you know, and that might be something that is something to be added to that liaison, you know, lifetime learning situations.
And you're absolutely right, Deb, because one of the things that we did with my mom when we saw that she was getting older was we knew, and you have to be able to tap in to what that person, who that person is. That's why it's relational. Because one of the things that we found with my mom has always been a reader. She's always liked to read books. And so that's always been a very important thing for her. So one of the things that we did as she got older was we bought her a Kindle.
Nice.
We bought her a Kindle. It's easy to use. We taught her how to use it, taught her how to go online and shop and get books that she wanted. And it allowed her the independence to continue to read. Because one of the things about the Kindle is that you can make the type as large as you need it to be. It'll read to you when you can't read. So there are things, you're absolutely right. There's technology out there. There's things that we can do and teach them to use that will increase the quality of their lives, that will allow them. And I think that becomes a goal when you're dealing with people who are disabled, when you're dealing with people who are elderly. One of the things that becomes a goal is finding ways to help them to continue to do what they were doing.
Normalize their lives.
Normalizing their lives. I think that becomes an important issue. Normalizing their lives. Making it, okay, you used to do this way. You can't do it that way anymore. How can you do it now? How can we help you do it now?
Yeah.
See, a lot of the seniors are home during the day. Our churches are open. Why don't we have senior programming during the day?
That's a good question.
Christian movies. I mean, and it's as simple as setting up a movie screen and a projector.
Yeah.
And buying some popcorn or arranging a lunch.
Yeah.
And you can charge them the little $3, they'll pay it, but it'll give them something to fellowship with other seniors and to get out of the house, and to have opportunity to do something different.
Yeah, it's true.
There's simple things. We talk about having noonday prayer. Why are they not running it?
You get out of my head, because I was thinking that. I mean, or if they have noonday prayer at the churches, then maybe they can, partner it with something else. Although, like you were saying, it is a situation where if there isn't hands-on at the church, perhaps there aren't enough people to help out to do that. That's not something that they would schedule. Something else that I was thinking of at one of the nursing homes that I had investigated, although my mother wasn't there, what I noticed is that the place was set up so that they killed two birds with one stone. They had on-site daycare for the employees, but they had an outdoor area where the kids could play outside, but the elderly were able to sit out there. And I don't know if you've ever watched an elderly person see a little baby. It kind of brightens them. It's like, oh, there's new life, and not the things that they center on now on the news where there's something bad happening to kids with elderly. The elderly want to be around young people
and be vital
and to be helpful and be grandma, so they're there watching the kids play and just taking joy out of watching a young child learning. Just have them, maybe you can have something where they're just around the youth, the toddlers. And toddlers show love unconditionally. So, getting a hug or, saying, this and going over, you're really giving them an opportunity. Perhaps they didn't have kids, or perhaps they had a grandchild that passed away or something like that.
Or lives in another state.
Yeah. You're giving them an opportunity to feel like, oh, okay, this is a part of my life that isn't gone for me forever.
Exactly. And you're absolutely right. One of the things that I think is so profound, I was visiting my mom in North Carolina, and one of the things that she shared with me is that one of the things that one of the local churches does down there, which I think is awesome and I applaud them, is every month their young people go to the nursing home.
Nice.
And they sing. to the elderly.
Wow.
They go to the nursing home, they sing, they dance, they do a whole, and this is something that's a part of the programming of the church.
Okay.
And these kids are known by the elderly in that nursing home. And it touched me so wonderfully when I was walking down the hall and I see this older woman and she's hugging this little boy because he's there every month and she knows this little boy. And he's hugging her and she's like, "How are you and how's school?" And he's like, "I'm doing fine and how are you?" And he was like 8 or 9. But
Look at what it's teaching him.
you understand, but you're teaching him that he's a part of something greater and that he can make a difference and that he needs to understand his responsibility. And from what I understand, these kids go there every month.
Okay.
Every month they go there and they sing. And so my question becomes, what are we teaching our children about outreach?
Yeah.
What are we in the church? What are we teaching our youth departments about what are we teaching them? I do remember growing up and being taken to the nursing home, and we went to the hospitals at Christmas time and did Christmas parties for the kids in the children's ward at the hospital. We were taught. You're right. It's a teaching. I mean, we need to understand the value. In showing the love of God to others. I watched that little boy and it brought tears to my eyes. He's hugging this woman and she's an older woman and she can barely stand up. And he's hugging her around her waist because he's only this big. And she's hugging him and she's like, "So how are you and how's school?" And they're having this. And I'm sitting there saying, this is what ministry is.
Yeah.
This is what it's about. It's about showing God's love. And I thought, they were coming because it was a holiday, and the person that I was there, they said, "No, those kids are here every month. They come every month. They bring
great.
them every month."
It's great. And I bet they look forward to it too.
Of course. Because it feeds their sense of usefulness.
Yeah.
And everyone we live to be useful.
Yeah.
A part of who we are is our usefulness. And so I'm sure for the kids, it's a great thing to them because they're like, we go to the nursing home and we minister to the people at the nursing home. So, like I said, it's the little things.
Yeah.
It's, we have dance ministries in our churches. We have mime and choirs. And I mean, really? What would be so horrible about we got 10 choirs in our church.
Yeah.
If we sent one a weekend, they'd have to go once a month, once every other month.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But think of the impact that would have if we did that.
Yeah.
If we sent in just every weekend, just a group to just go in and just sing and read the scriptures and minister in song and pray for the people.
Yeah.
Think of the impact. The change, the impartation that would be left in that environment.
Yep.
Just by us making a visit. And it's interesting to me because and a lot of the ones that are home, because like our statistics say, we have a large number of people who are living at home alone. And so you're not gonna, of course, I'm not advocating, we know we don't have time to take a choir to everybody's home. But even if we had a service once a month during the day, one of the things that I think that we don't face realistically is that a lot of time our programming does not take into account the limitations of the people that we are programming for. For example, we have 6 a.m. prayer in our churches. And we think that we're being deep and we say, oh, if you're really spiritual, you'll make it. Well, that elderly person who lives an hour and a half away from the church does not drive and has to rely on Access-a-Ride to get them to a 6 a.m. prayer, would have to leave their home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, how about that?
On a street where there may be robbers and thieves.
That's right.
To make a 6 a.m. prayer service. And then we count them out because they don't make it.
Yeah, how about that?
We do evening services that end at 10 o'clock at night. They've got to take Access-a-Ride home after that service. And what the thing about Access-a-Ride, and I know this for a fact, is When you are picked up by Accessoride to go home from somewhere, that's a pickup instead of an appointment time, which means that you are not the priority in terms of them getting you home, which means that it can take up to an hour and a half for you to get home, even if you only live 10 blocks away. So now you're asking an elderly person to walk into a project that may be problems ridden at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night by themselves. They've got their walker. Really?
Yeah.
Our programming is not geared to their participation.
It's true.
It's not geared to their participation.
And perhaps they can't sit that long in a service.
The seating is the chairs are low, and we don't take into account that they can't get up and down like everyone else.
Yeah.
That arm on a chair would help them.
Difference.
Makes a big difference.
Yep.
And they're getting up and down. Simple things that we don't take into consideration. And then those that are struggling with their back and with pain, and you ask any doctor will tell you, if you sit for a long period of time, there's an overall stiffness that occurs, and when you go to get up, there's pain. So when we having these 3-hour services and these 5-hour services, and we want to have church all night, and we have not taken into or all morning or all afternoon or all whatever, and we're not taking into account that elderly person may be in pain, struggling in that chair.
Join us on our next episode of Something Ought to Be Said About That as we continue our conversation on honoring the elderly.
Save the date, save the date, save the date! Saturday, July 30th, 2016 at the Herbert Von King Park, 670 Lafayette Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Join Venetia and I as we partner with Churches Without Walls at their annual community outreach. Bring a picnic lunch and enjoy a fun-filled family time with children's activities, health screenings, information tables, and a free concert. We hope to see you there.
Concerned about